Hello, welcome to the special 100th episode of Ray Files. I want to thank everyone for being with me this whole time, and I want to thank Layla for being with me this time.
Hi everyone.
We got a special edition. Oh, this is probably terrible. I just switched the camera orientation in the middle.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, well. It goes along with the brand. It's very cursed. So we are walking home from choir together, and I gotta figure out a new time to record Ray Files, which I'm not totally sure when I'll be doing that, but
Sorry, my dad.
yep, it is, but she's the only one who watches anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so anyway, people were asking if I was gonna do a special, the big 100, and I was like, yeah, why don't I do it with my goose here.
Yeah, nice to meet everybody. You
Yep.
probably already know me in person already.
You never know. Could be some weirdos.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you just get one random extra view on your videos and you don't know who it is.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, which I know you did that intentionally, but it reminded me of the reason of what we wanted to talk about for this episode. So we wanted to talk about how we met and how it was through Ray Files.
We didn't meet through Ray Files.
Well, how we started dating.
Yes,
Yes,
there we go.
we met through our choir.
Actually walking around after choir.
Yeah, true. Look at that. This is a special Ray Files.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had been posting my first few Ray Files when I was just a young lad, and I knew like two of my friends who consistently watched them, and they would tell me when they watched them, and every time I would go and look at how my videos were doing after I posted them, I would see 3 views, like almost every single time. Like sometimes they would be like 7 views, sometimes it would be like 1, but a majority of the time it would be 3 views on every video. And I was like, what the, like, who is watching these videos who isn't telling me that they're watching these videos? Like, I know 2 of my friends are like, yeah, it's kind of fun to watch them and experience someone else's just stream of consciousness, which, you know, that's cool and all, and that's part of why I post them. And part of it is also because I'm like, I don't have the space to keep these on my phone, and I'm bored walking. So I'm recording myself walking and talking about random nonsense, and then I post them because I don't just want to delete them. Anyway, so all of that being said,
Who was the mysterious third
who was the
person?
mysterious third person? And then you can take over.
So, from my side of the story, I started going to a new choir sophomore year of college, and there was this cute guy that I met there. And we would do these choir parties called Scotials, and at one of the Scotials, a very drunk Ray was just like, you know, sometimes when I walk home alone at night, I like record videos of myself just kind of vlogging. And I was just like, hey, I have an opportunity to just like learn about my crush without having to talk to him, because why would I want to do that, right?
You're right. I mean, gross.
Like that'd be so weird. So I just, you know, found his Ray Files because it's just under his name, so you know, it makes it very easy to stalk him.
Yeah, not only is it like my regular Google account that I use to send professional emails, but it's also just my name. So like, I think I should probably change that if I become a teacher, but anyway.
Yeah, so mastermind here to find that. So I started watching them, and in one of, and you know how he always ends with the glorious editorial, right? Of course.
Right.
So in one of them, you had a very interesting editorial, and I'll let you take that over.
Yeah, so I don't, as you all know, watch my own content, so I didn't remember this, but like I remembered it vaguely. In one of my, I think this was about something else other than relationships. What sparked it in my head, like I was talking about just like seizing the day or whatever, carpe diem. Maybe I wrote a piece actually called Carpe Diem, so maybe it was around the same time, and so it was just on my mind. And so my editorial was, you know, don't wait around to do things, just do them. Like a lot of people have New Year's resolutions where they're like, I'm going to wait to change my life until it's New Year's so that I can, start it out the new year right. And I've always thought that was kind of stupid, because it's like, if you have a problem with your life, just change it. Don't wait until some like nonsensical reason to do so. So I was in that sort of mood, and I guess I was also thinking about girls, because when am I not? And
Well, now you're thinking about girl.
right, yes. Correct.
Singular.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, so what I was talking about applied to anything, like asking people out. And I'm like, life is too short to spend in this limbo time. Just if you like someone, ask them out.
Yeah, so I heard that and I was like, okay, asking someone out is terrifying, but I'll give a really obvious hint to make him ask me out and see if he, lives by his words, because he apparently had a crush on me too, just putting that out there. So we're walking, it's a couple weeks before Valentine's Day, right? Very romantic time of year. And we're walking back to the choir, and I'm like, hey, Ray, I've like never had a boyfriend on Valentine's Day. Isn't that interesting? And Ray's just like, oh, that's cool, I have, but like, also Valentine's Day is my dad's birthday, so it's not really that romantic of a time for me. And I'm like, okay. And then we walk in silence for like 2 minutes, and we say goodnight. And I'm like, wow. So he cannot take hints and does not live by his own advice.
Oh, hold on. So I remember saying that, and I was like, oh, that's too bad. Because like, I didn't want to, like, the only thing I was thinking of was talking about my experience on Valentine's Day in a relationship, which I was like, I can't talk about that. What in the world is there else to talk about? And I was completely blank. So that's where my head was at the time. And then as soon as I got back to my room, I called my mom and then my sister. I called both of them, and I was like, hey, I think I can ask this girl out.
Oh my God.
And they were like, yeah, do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
I gave you like the most obvious hint.
I don't know.
Anyways, but it was too late because I'd already given up on him, and I was like, he's not taking hints, and I'm gonna have to take the advice myself because he can't do it.
Right.
And so the next day.
Yeah. See.
Oh, cool.
It was like, do you see the hula hoop and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, whatever.
So the next day, I sent him a very awkward text message, group me DM message actually.
True.
And I'm like, hey, so like, do you want to go on a date with me? I like talking to you and I'd like to get to know you better. And then I freak out for like 20 minutes because it takes forever to respond.
I did take a while because I was also freaking out. And I was like in the middle of something, and I was waiting for my dad to call me. And I was actually waiting to go play Super Smash Bros. At my club. But I was waiting to go there until my dad called me because I had to talk with him. So I was just sitting in my room alone waiting, doing things. And then I get that text and I'm like, oh my God. And then my headphones were in, and my ringtone, which I never hear because I always keep my phone on vibrate, is the Star Wars Cantina band music. And whenever my headphones are in and someone calls me, it's the loudest thing in the universe. So I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God. And I was hit with that moment where everything seems silent, where you're excited and the adrenaline's pumping. And then my dad called and it was like, pum, 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 pum. And I was like, oh my God. And I was completely overdosed with stimuli. And then I called my dad, talked with him for like 20 minutes, told him that a girl just asked me out. That was exciting. And then I finished up, walked downstairs, went over to the Smash Club, and I was like, hey guys, how's it going? And they're like, good. And I'm like, good. A girl just asked me out. And they were like, did you respond? And I was like, oh, not yet. And he was like, dude, respond. And I was like, oh yeah, I probably should do that. And then
I'm in my room sobbing over Gilmore Girls, being like, he's just finding the most polite way to turn me down here.
Yeah, lo and behold, like 40 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, when you want to do it? And it was just saying yes. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, the next night we had our first date, and here we are 3 years later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it was fun. So the editorial, it's going to be a little bit of a gimme. You miss all the shots you don't take, and take them, because what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, and take your own advice on that. Don't chicken out and not ask a girl who lobs you a giant hint.
I did not chicken out. I was literally planning on asking her out like a week after she asked me out.
On Valentine's Day.
No,
Like a
for
cliche.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, but yeah. She just didn't want to wait. I guess she's just like that.
Yeah, seize the day, carpe diem.
Yeah,
What's
but
her
well,
tutorial,
the whole
huh?
point was that carpe diem doesn't mean seize the day. It means pluck the day, and it's about making good choices and not
You
just doing
said,
things.
Don't wait for like a specific holiday to do something. Do it when you want to do it.
Yeah, well, I thought you wanted to do it for Valentine's Day, and it was just working my way up to it.
Okay.
I was there. I was worked up to it.
Right.
But I was just biding my time.
Which is exactly what we said not to do.
No, it was more about like making the decision that you're going to, which I was going to.
Okay.
I was
fair
fully
enough.
committed to doing it.
Okay, the
I
world
just-
will never know.
Sure. And that's the other timeline. The darkest timeline where we didn't get enough time together before COVID hit
That's
and we
true.
broke up over quarantine.
Yeah, because we were together a month and then quarantine hit, and it was 6 months of FaceTime.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was a dark day.
Dark,
Age.
yeah, 180 days
Yeah.
or whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, we're
That's
almost
all.
home.
yeah,
Thanks for having me, Ray.
of course, happy 100.
Yeah.
See you next time.